Gabriel Wosu set to kick off. And we're underway in Pasadena. And the Bruins will bring it out to the 25-yard line. And now joined by Anthony Woods. And he'll get the call. And broke one tackle. And a nice run and a gain of about 6. Second down and 4. Quick slant complete, the first down. Out to the 44-yard line to Quasi Gilmer.
Yeah, I think what you'd be asking for this UCLA offense is exactly what's happened on the first 2 plays. A running play not being the quarterback success, and then a quick in and out pass.
And another big opener on the ground. Nice open field tackle at the 49-yard line, but Anthony Woods has a good gain. Woods remains a tailback, and he'll get the carry. I beg your pardon, that's Davian Thomas, and he's close to a first down. And a credit to the UCLA kids for hanging in there through all the change so far. A stiff arm and a nice run by Thomas. And Davian Thomas has got it down to the 32-yard line. In the pistol set. Iamaleava comes up, throws out in the flat, and inside the 30 goes Jack Peterson. Second down and 6. Iamaleava throws out complete. Going to be about a yard shy of the first down as a flag flies in.
Yeah,
Mikey Matthews with a catch.
Eligible receiver downfield, number 1. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Anthony Frias in the lineup for the first time. Iamaleava with a throw up and dropped. That sets him behind the chains for the first time. Empty backfield. Iamaleava, he's going to run with it. Nico's got the first down and more. And he barrels over would-be tacklers as he got it all the way down around the 11-yard line.
This is why Nico Iamaleava was one of the top 5-star quarterbacks coming out a couple of years ago. What he can do in the passing game, and then once it breaks down, what he can do running the ball.
23 yards, they go quickly. Trying to get to the edge, and he couldn't, was Woods. They have not been good, obviously, with that graphic in the red zone. And they have not had a lead this season as well. They might have one right here. Reaching for the pylon. Touchdown, UCLA. Quasi Gilmer stretches it out for the score.
That is a nice drive for a first-time play caller going against this Penn State team. Neuheisel and Nico teaming up pretty nicely. Stop route, one-on-one.
Great stiff arm and then the stretch. Bagani in for the point after. Up and good. Bagani to kick Corey Smith. And the pooch kick is covered by the Bruins. Pulling out all the stops. Rico Flores is on it.
And this is great coaching right here. Penn State, they had to see this on film. Watch this guy bail too fast. Just runs away from it. Nobody on the field to make that play.
It's taken them 10 games to get a touchdown and an opening drive, and now they can put together back-to-back scoring drives, maybe. And they are playing hard. Davian Thomas on the carry. Empty backfield. And now Thomas swings out. Iamaleava comes back the other way and completes it to Gilmer. 3 wide receivers set on a first down. Looking left. Pump fakes once. Fires sideline. Got him in stride.
Man,
what a throw and catch.
Cannot throw it better than that, can you?
Ali Malala. It's first down at the 11-yard line. Little hesitation.
Yep.
And then the carry goes down to the 8. And they'll run it. And they're going to get around the 5 or 6-yard line, and it'll bring up third down. Bagani will try a 24-yard field goal. He's 7 for 7 so far this year. And he's got it up and good. So Bagani, who just hit the field goal to cap that 40-yard drive after the onside kick coverage, set to kick back off. And this one he drills out of the back of the end zone, and Penn State will bring it out to the 25-yard line. They haven't lost back-to-back in 46 games, coming off a double overtime loss to Oregon. And the first snap of the ball game, Nick Singleton Aller's first throw complete, and it's Kyron Hudson. Singleton will join Drew Aller in the backfield. Aller throws over the middle, complete, and the ball came out. Let's see. First of all, was it a completed pass?
I thought Penn State got back on it. I think was it Ross or Pena, number 8?
Pena's on top of it. He's the guy that made the catch.
Punched out, it goes down, and Pena comes right, bounces right. Very fortunate.
They're calling a catch, and they're going in a hurry. And they got a first down at midfield.
Yeah, that was
Katron Allen. Here's the pitch. And Singleton running hard on another first down. Aller rolling left, throwing complete. Down around the 23 to Hudson again. 100% we got to get it in those guys' hands. So far they have on this drive. Here's a draw play that's going nowhere. Nice job by John Vaughns, the captain of the defense and their leading tackler. Katron Allen now in the backfield on second down at 12. They fake it to him. Aller wants to go across the middle and does. Completes it, and just short of a first down is Andrew Rapplier. This year so far 18 out of 19, including 12 touchdowns for the Nittany Lions. They've got 3 tight ends in there now, and they've got a first down. Katron Allen goes up and over the pile. They stay on the ground. Katron Allen heading to the corner. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. Number 13 goes 13.
Watch him this time. He gets the key block, fits it up the hole, reads it right, gets inside just enough to get that inside linebacker and spring him.
So Ryan Barker in for the point after. Up and good. And Frias fields it and takes a knee. And he pulls this one. And Nico runs out to the 31-yard line. This time he'll go to the air and completes. And the ball comes out at the end, but the play was whistled dead. Jack Peterson with the catch. Sidearm. Complete out to Flores. Second down at 6. Somehow, Javian Thomas got around the corner, and the first quarter belongs to the home team. And looks like an offside on Penn State. Iamaleava takes advantage with a throw. And if it's against Penn State, they'll take the play.
Offside, defense number 36 in the neutral zone to snap. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
It's 1st and 10 for the Bruins back in Penn State territory. This time on the ground, bouncing to the 41 is Anthony Woods.
And he's been pretty productive so far with that running game.
Second down and 5. Iamaleava lost the ball and got back on top of it. We'll see if he uses them on 3rd down and 10. They've got to get all the way to the 36-yard line for a first down. And they will keep it safe on the ground, and they might get the first down, and they do. Javian Thomas, first down Bruins. And now they're going a little tempo here. And now it is Nico on the ground, just as Rick called it, to the 30-yard line.
Remember that game?
Gary, you were on that call. I remember hanging out with you, and I couldn't believe how lucky I was to be able to be hanging out with the great Gary Daniels.
I said this guy is going to make a great head coach or studio analyst.
I don't think you added the studio analyst part. Jalen Berger in the lineup for the first time in the backfield. Iamaleava, late throw, but a good one right on target near the 20-yard line. Close to the first down is Rico Flores. Boy, on a full blitz, they almost got a touchdown pass to Jack Peterson, just off his outstretched arms. And no gain on that play by Berger. From the 20. And it's going to be 3rd and 15, I'm afraid.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, there's the Neuheisel family, and there's father and son on the right.
Great memories. Great memories. Hopefully another great one today. Now he's got to make sure he protects this field goal.
3rd down, 15. First long yardage situation on 3rd down for the Bruins. Iamaleava going to try to scramble to his left, and now he'll keep it. Nico, first down and goal.
And this is just not good sound defense for Penn State right here. Not a lot of eyes on the
Great job by that
quarterback.
running back. Yeah, great job, Gary, on that running back getting that chip.
Yeah, right at the end.
The protection. Yep.
They got it just outside the 5.
Oh, man.
And big hit off the corner. And that is a loss of a yard. Amari Campbell with the tackle. The 16th play of the drive from outside the 6. And it's Woods got back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. And denied Dennis Sutton came off the edge, number 33, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Watch the quarterback on this play. Get the quarterback.
Nico fires, end zone, touchdown. And it's Adi Malala. That was the right play call. Extra point is up and good.
Defense was designed to get to the quarterback. They did not get him. They dropped the defensive end. Read it properly. 7 points.
We're going to thank Rick for being with us. We asked him, what'd your dad tell you tomorrow? He said, don't blink. They ain't blinking right now in Pasadena. Third worst in the country coming in, and they've got 17 here in the first half. And this is Katron. And he's going to carry the pile for about 4. They've been behind before, and they were behind in their double overtime loss to Oregon and put together a big-time 4th quarter just to get it to overtime. Here's Aller, and he overshot his intended receiver, Trevor Pena. Penn State under 40% of their 3rd down conversions. They look a little confused. Play clock winding down. They got the snap. Aller fires into some traffic, broken up, incomplete. Wosu set to punt. And taking it on the bounce, Mikey Matthews. Matthews gets a few out of it on the return. Number 33 hasn't been much of a factor. Denied Dennis Sutton, one of the best in college football, coming off the edge. And Nico throws complete, first down. And with 6:40 to go in the first half, they've got it at the 43-yard line. They keep it on the ground. Second down at 4, empty backfield. Iamaleava going to go deep. Double coverage, but it's there. It's caught. Quasi Gilmer. What a throw and catch.
And UCLA will try to go fast. Penn State goes bump and run, and what do? They go right at it.
From the 8-yard line. And backpedaling to about the 3 is Jalen Berger. With Iamaleava, Nico, will he use his legs here? Yes, he will. And he's in. Touchdown. Nico Iamaleava with a score. Javian Thomas leading the way.
Well, that right side, that tight end and H-back. Watch these two guys right here. The H-back and the tight end, they just fold down that offense. They both get fits. That, again, a perfect drive. A shocking start to this football game.
Pagani in for the point after. Up and good. The kickoff will send Penn State out to the 25-yard line. Let's see if Penn State's got any explosives in their repertoire. That's an explosive backwards to the 15-yard line. Pena dropped. Drew Aller has time, fires on a shot and a first down to Kyron Hudson.
Yeah, no pass rush at all that time.
Nick Singleton in the backfield on a first down at the 35. He'll flush out of the backfield, and Aller on a quarterback draw that goes nowhere. Jalen Woods right in the middle of the pack made the tackle. Second down and 10, under 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Aller looking left the whole way. Throws completes out to the 41 to Khalil Dinkins, the tight end. Third down and 4. They need to get to the 45-yard line. Probably the final play before the 2-minute timeout. Aller gonna lay it out long, near side, incomplete, and no flag.
Decision there. You needed a first down bad.
There is a flag.
Are they going to get a holding on the play?
Pass interference. Defense number 28. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot, automatic. First down, timeout in the field for the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, you see him grabbing him the whole way. That's a good call.
They're going to run it, and maybe a 2-yard gain for Nick Singleton. Going to be 125 at the snap or less, and they're still going to run it. And it's Singleton again, gets inside the 40, down to the 38.
Yeah, they need to hurry now. I'm surprised the back-to-back runs there.
Well, this time they don't huddle, but the snap's going to come around 1:05. Aller scans the field, in trouble. And can't get away, tried to reach the ball out. Got motion all over the place. Aller is going to be sacked. Well, he threw it late. And if it's complete, it doesn't matter. UCLA's taken over. That's a loss of 11. Iamaleava throws low but caught, and now in the open field it's a first down. Iamaleava on a crossing route, got it to the tight end, and they got those extra yardage by Habermel.
Yep, take the timeout with 2 seconds to go and kick a field goal.
Mateen Bogani from 54, and he's got it.
No doubt the most shocking score of college football at the half this season.
And he'll let this one go to bring it out to the 25-yard line.
We have to settle down and play our football. I remember a score of a Super Bowl, 28-3, when someone came back.
That's too soon, my friend.
I know, that's your Falcons, but you have to play it one score at a time.
Second down at 14. Aller fires complete. It's a first down. The ball is out and is covered by the Bruins.
I think Lawrence punched it out from behind.
There's the punch.
It was Lawrence, yes. What a play. Good blocking on the offensive line, completion for the first down, but punch right out of Luke Reynolds' hands.
At the 38-yard line. And a false start against the Bruins.
False start. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That was on Sam Yoon, the center, I should say. The first time a team has scored 5 straight possessions against a James Franklin Penn State team. And UCLA looking for number 6 in a row. And they go back to Javian Thomas. Iamaleava, a nice throw, but not quite incomplete. Broken up by King Mack. A third down and 5. They're 7 out of 8 on third down conversions. And no team this year has converted more than 7 third downs against the Nittany Lions.
Oh, did he grab him from behind? They did not get a call. Collins that time, number 2. I thought he got his left arm on him.
From 56 yards away. And this one's off to the right. No good. So there's The first 10 pass attempts, 8 out of 10, couple of misses. Back to Katron Allen. And Katron, good gain, picked up about 6 before Andre Jordan brought him down. And Penn State going with some urgency right now, a little tempo. Aller out to the tight end, not going to get the first down. It's Rapelier, and it's going to be 3rd down and a yard. And James Franklin's going, let's hurry up, and they're not hurrying enough. Katron Allen almost mishandled the pitch, but he gets the first down run, and then some. He's got their only score today. And now they moved it to the Bruin 40-yard line. Nick Singleton in the backfield. They fake it to him. Aller wanted to throw back to him. And now running out of time, and he will keep it. And tiptoed down the sideline, got a first down, I think.
Yeah, late flag, though. Was there a push in the back on the play?
Holding. Offense number 1. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, you saw him. He ran right into it where Kyron was, grabbed the UCLA Bruin defender and got an unnecessary penalty. Didn't really need it.
Right there.
Grabs him, and then turns him. It's a good call.
It was a first down run, but then with the penalty, backs it up to the 40. Aller going to work there. And he throws a strike. And as Dinkins down the sideline, he'll walk in. Touchdown, Penn State. 40 yards to Khalil Dinkins.
Yeah, this is a bust right here. Some guys are playing man-to-man. Some people are playing zone. Khalil Dinkins goes right here, and watch this. No one on that UCLA defense follows the tight end.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Scoring team number 16. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed in the kickoff. It is 16's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
Let's see what Dinkins does. A little push into the security staff or into our camera, right through our camera guys.
I mean, that's just...
Ryan Barker's point after is good.
It's going to take the whole team doing everything right to come from this behind in this deficit.
The unsportsmanlike conduct penalty makes him kick from the 20, so the kickoff return could be a possibility for Anthony Frias. And it is returnable from the 13-yard line. And no damage done. He only got to the 25 anyway. And now back to the ground game and bouncing his way is Anthony Woods, and he laid the wood out on the secondary of Penn State on the end of that drive.
Yeah, the transfer from Utah, Anthony Woods, it must have been good blocking, and it was an elite block from the tight end that time, getting in there on that linebacker. They are running the ball right at the Penn State defense.
They're going to try it again. This time stood up and dropped for a loss. And it was Amari Campbell, the leading tackler for Penn State, in on the hit, number 24. Iamaleava, Nico flushed, going to keep it, and stretches it out for a first down.
Oh, he made another Penn State secondary player miss him in the open field. Right side of your screen, nobody open, 24 runs out of it, and then watch Nico has to bail, and he makes Campbell miss on the play, barely, doesn't even lay a hand on him. Another big, huge run on third down, though.
And picking his way for a couple is Thomas. Anyway, he just wants to get a win, and he's part of the way to one, but he's going to go down on that sack by Amari Campbell again. The snap wasn't too great.
Yeah, I think this time Jim Knowles brings a kind of a fancy blitz. They bring 2 linebackers to the same side, and they drop the defensive end from the other side. A nice call from Jim Knowles, the longtime defensive coordinator for Penn State. He's in his first year, but of course he coordinated that Ohio State defense to the national championship just a year ago.
That was an 11-yard sack by Amari Campbell, and it forces third down and 19. Iamaleava in trouble, and he goes down. Back-to-back sacks by Penn State.
I'm just telling you, things change so fast in a football game.
Zane Duran and Dennis Sutton are there. First UCLA punt of the day. They scored on every possession for the most part. And they just got it away, and It's blocked. And a touchdown, Penn State. Will Carroll took a little too long, and the Nittany Lions block it and score.
I mean, it's right up the middle of the gut, right up there that he comes in untouched.
Denied Dennis Sutton. Finally, his name is called, and it comes at a very opportune time. Extra point coming up from Barker. Up and good. Boy, is this game taking a swing. Wosu set to kick. And he'll boom this one, and Frias will let it go.
Coming into the game, UCLA's playing free and loose. No expectation, they're just having fun. Then they get up big. The expectations is they're going to win the game. All of a sudden it flips. UCLA is now feeling heavy pressure.
Even with the lead of 6. And tripped up, and the defense of Penn State with another good play by Chaz Coleman, the true freshman. Blitz coming. And the pass caught. Iamaleava flushed out of the pocket. He'll use his legs again, and he's got a first down and a bunch more. A stiff arm. Nico still going. All the way down inside the 20-yard line. What a run by the Bruin quarterback. Kenny Wosley saved a touchdown.
I'll tell you, if you don't think this guy is an elite athlete, watch him spin out of this play and again make a defensive back, a Penn State defensive back in the open field, run right away from him. 6'5", elusive and fast.
A 52-yard romp, a career-long run for Nico, and a first down at the 20. Back to the regular runners, and they're doing a good job as well, and this is going to be close to 10 yards for Jalen Berger. In fact, they might not have blown the whistle. He might have gotten the first down.
I mean, this is nice, nifty running right here. Squeezes through the hole provided by that offensive line. You pull the counter, nice block inside, springing him. Gets into the secondary and just kind of weaves, keeps his eyes open, and a really positive play.
Yeah, second down, less than a yard. And now they've got the first down at the 5-yard line. 2 tight ends set for the Bruins. At the 5-yard line, first and goal. Might be a free play here. And it's incomplete anyway.
I don't see anybody throwing a flag. Oh, there is one. Yep, yeah, he did. It is a free play.
Offside. Defense number 33 reduces the snap. Half position signal remains. First down.
Denied Dennis Sutton is the guy that jumped.
Yeah, top of the screen right there in the middle. Last Penn State player. Watch him just, yep, that's enough.
From the 2.5. Into the pile for a yard or maybe more is Anthony Woods there at the 1-yard line. Again in the gun. Iamaleava. And he's in again. Touchdown. Ball came out at the end, but he crossed the plane.
Yes, he spun and then reached it out across the line. The same running play he scored in the first half. I think Jalen Berger, number 0, got a key block on the play. And look at him put his head down, and then he'll turn around and reach it out across the line.
Right there.
Touchdown.
3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, including the tight end in the slot. And now flag and a false start.
Now you got to go extra point, don't you?
Yeah, I would think so.
Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty.
You got to kick it now. And they are.
And it's up and good. And this one hits the end zone. You take away that long pass play to Dinkins, though, and there isn't much passing yardage to show for number 15. Here he was looking for a long one, and now he's going to run for a long one. Still going. Got about 20 out of it.
Yeah, that's all you really need to do. I mean, yes, the 50-yarders are nice, but when you're a gunslinging quarterback, 10 for 12, if you can just make the defense play honest against you.
They go tempo after that 20-yard gain by Aller. They get about 3 or 4 from Nick Singleton at the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Blitz coming off the corner. The run goes the other way, but a nice job to stand up Nick Singleton. He did get about 2 or 3 out of it, though. And they'll keep it on the ground. Not a first down, though. This is a big one. Obviously, trailing by 13. 0 for 1 today from 4th down. And this time they've got it. Down inside the 40-yard line. First down, Nittany Lions.
That big overloaded to the left side, came out with a quick snap. Walk up there and snap the ball. Let your big offensive lineman get into somebody's shoulder pads and start to push it. Good job by the tight end that time. Luke Reynolds turned his end man.
Aller now back to the air. Maybe. Maybe not. He'll keep it. Aller, another big run, close to 10, and another first down. Might be the final play of the 3rd quarter from the 30-yard line. Singleton.
Nice play by that defense.
Isaiah Chisholm from the backside with a tackle to end quarter number 3. Katron Allen behind Drew Aller. They fake it to him. Aller in trouble. Late throw, wobbly and incomplete. Reynolds, the tight end, settles in the slot. Aller looked like he wanted to run from the get-go. And he does, and he's got the first down and more. All the way down inside the 2-yard line.
7-man safety blitz. Everybody coming on the play.
On 3rd down and long, and Aller, number 15, takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line, or just inside the 2.
Cole Martin, the guy that just made the play, missed the tackle.
Katron Allen, touchdown. Penn State.
You can't draw it up any better for a defensive coordinator. You've got a free shot at the quarterback for Penn State. They miss it. Every yard of this drive was on the ground for Penn State. They were calling passes, but they did not connect any.
And most of those ground yards were the quarterback until number 13 got his hands on it and into the end zone for the 2nd time today. Point after is good.
Penn State scrambling to stay alive and not be embarrassed, stay in the hunt for a playoff spot.
UCLA bring it out to the 25-yard line. Iamaleava in the shotgun. And he will run it here, but he's going to lose a yard. And a nice play by Amari Campbell. How many stops has that guy had today? Iamaleava goes halfway over to the bench and now settles back in the gun, and he's under the gun. Blitz coming, and here he goes. Nico, another long run, still going. That's about 25 more, isn't it?
I'll tell you, it is so dangerous. You go man-to-man coverage against this guy, and you don't get the quarterback right away. I mean, he's in open space. I mean, it's like watching Vince Young as he gets out of the pocket right here.
Vince Young had a pretty good game here at one point.
Yes, he did. Winning the
Won a national championship.
Yep.
So another 26-yard romp for number 9. At midfield. There's the numbers on Nico. Sensational game. Now they grind out about 6 more for Javion Thomas. 2 tight ends here at the 44-yard line, 2nd down and 4. And he wanted to take off again, got back to the line of scrimmage, but he brought down by Zane Durant off that defensive line. As he takes a look at that Penn State defense. The throw is on target, and it's a first down, and it's Mikey Matthews.
I'll tell you, 9 for 12. UCLA is on 3rd down. The inside slot of the 3 goes across the line. Ball led perfectly, and the catch by Matthews.
They came in 31% on their third down conversions through 4 losses, and as Gary said, they're putting on a third down clinic right now. 2 backs. And it'll be the second one spinning through, and that's Jalen Berger, who got about 5 quick yards. 5 runs, 1 pass in this drive so far. Iamaleava in trouble again. Nico throws late and overshot his intended receiver, who was Quasi Gilmer. Third down and 6. Got Anthony Woods in the backfield with him. They'll move the tight end. It's Woods straight up the gut. Stumbled, he's short of the first down.
It's close. They did come with the late blitz right at the end.
4th down and a yard. And they jumped. They got him. It was Durant, I think.
That's the second time the second clap was going to be live. They went on the first clap, and the second time Penn State has given them the first down.
Here's the call.
Offside. Defense. Number 28. 5-yard penalty results. The first down.
It was Zane Durant. Right there. And that's a fired up offense. And some good cadence by the quarterback. Iamaleava, that's a direct snap. He moved over, and they direct snap it to Anthony Woods. How about this play, and how about this call by Jerry Neuheisel?
Absolutely.
The quarterback shifted a yard to the right, and then it was Wild Bruin.
You knew he had this one in his pocket. I bet his dad gave him this play maybe 10 years ago, and he's been ready to call it, waiting for his chance. A little late shift, a late wildcat, and there he breaks into the end, into the open.
From the 8-yard line.
Oh,
and this time, Dennis Sutton denies any gain on the play. It's going to be a loss.
Clock's running down.
He's 7.5 at the snap. They keep it on the ground. Powering down to about the 7 is Javian Thomas. 3rd and goal at the 7. Iamaleava scans the field. Nico's going to take off. Nico to the end zone. Touchdown.
You mentioned Vince Young on this field to win the game. A play just like this in the other end zone. On 4th down, he kept it and scored the touchdown. Almost exactly the same type of play.
And it gave Mac Brown a national championship. In this case, it could maybe give UCLA some hope for the future and their first win of the year. Going for 2, a big shift to both sides. Empty backfield. Iamaleava, Nico, look out. Got away, throws late and got it. Touchdown, Quasi Gilmer, I should say, 2-point conversion.
Holy cow, and he got hit at the end of that play. A spin out. I think it was Alonzo Ford that hit him. There's been a lot of great plays by this quarterback for UCLA. But this play right here, a spin out and then getting his eyes redirected downfield, and watch him take this hit by DeLuca.
And he throws a dart to Gilmer. And here's the shot that he's going to take that Gary's talking about. A big hit by DeLuca, a big 2-point conversion by the Bruins. Two-score game, 6:41 to go. So now Drew Aller and company has a sense of urgency for sure. Drew sidearmed it, or now he's going to run with it. And he's still running.
Unbelievable. He saw the kind of almost flat screen pass covered, so he just tucked it and turned it the other way.
I can't believe he could pull this ball back in. I thought it was coming out of his hand.
Number 1 receiver was covered. He had a little bit of a slip screen going on there. It wasn't there.
So he's got 11 yards and continues to be their leading rusher. This one he gets out to Katron Allen trying to do some open field running. And Katron got about 8. And we're going to be under 6 minutes on the next snap.
All 2-minute offense. All hurry up for the rest of the football game for Penn State.
And whistle.
Yeah, I think UCLA has 12 men out there.
There's no foul for 12 players in the defense because prior to the snap, not all 11 players for Penn State were set before the snap. That's a false start.
There we go.
5-yard penalty, second down.
Penalty yards relatively even. Aller fires complete to tight end Reynolds. And Luke is still going, holding on to the football as they're trying to rip it away from him. First down at the 44 of the Bruins. Aller, he's going to run again. And got about 8 yards before he steps out of bounds. Aller, that's a first down, but a big hit. On the ground, Katron Allen trying to weave his way through traffic, gets it close to the 27. Scott Taylor made the stop there. We're under 5 minutes to go. Aller throws to the outside. Kind of a back shoulder toss intended for Ross, incomplete. 50% so far for the Nittany Lions today on third down. That's Dinkins, the tight end, in motion. Aller, quick throw to the middle. That's a first down and more. And it's Trevor Pena. First down, Nittany Lions. They'll move the sticks.
That middle screen to the wide receiver. Everybody has this play. Remember in college football, those linemen can go downfield.
So in the red zone at the 15. Aller to the end zone. Overshot his intended receiver, Kyron Hudson.
Hurry when they had to. Calm down when they don't.
It's carried him 60 yards so far to the 15-yard line. Aller now the fade to the corner. And it's caught. Touchdown, Hudson. Perfect throw to Kyron Hudson and 15-yard touchdown.
Now you said it because their defense was right in his hip pocket, exactly the way it's taught. Kyron does a good job, just a little bit of a shove, not too much. Gets away with it, but a perfect throw. And Jordan had not much you can do with a throw like that.
Nope. They're going to come within 7 on that extra point, which is good.
There's the pooch. There's the pooch.
It goes right to the return man,
right
though, at the 15-yard line.
Made it easy on him. UCLA has only passed for 8 yards in the second half. You got to force them to throw the ball.
They run it here, and they got a big gainer again. Got about 7. Second down and 4.
Well, they're all up there. It's almost a goal line defense.
And banging his way down about a yard from the first down is Javion Thomas. It's third down and 1. And kind of a long one, in fact. So here comes the throw, wide open in the flat. Oh, boy, he fell down.
It was not a perfect throw.
Anthony Woods is going to be fourth down and about 1.5 feet. I don't know if I'd be in the shotgun.
Fake snap.
But
no.
And the Penn State will take over. Zachy Wheatley, I think, was one of the first guys there. Denied Dennis Sutton. Penn State's got it at the 32 of the Bruins with 2 timeouts, 2 minutes, I should say, and 3 timeouts.
Oh, offsides, Penn State.
Illegal snap. Offense for 53. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Aller under center. The play fake. He's flushed out of the pocket again. He'll run again, but he didn't get as much this time. Got about 4 in the pistol. Aller and Singleton. That's Luke Reynolds, the motion man, the tight end. Aller throws end zone just a little bit high for Reynolds. From the 17, Drew Aller's going to keep it on the ground to Singleton, and UCLA's got him all wrapped up. He doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Jacob Busick, one of the first guys there. Aller throws short to Reynolds, and he's got it down to the 10.
Now let's see what you're going to do on fourth down. Do you take a timeout because it's the play of the game?
Penn State 1 out of 2 on fourth down today. This is the play of the game. And it is going nowhere. The Bruins have stopped the Nittany Lions, and they will upset the number 7 team in the country.
And watch, Drew Eller is going to keep it, but he runs right into the tackle. What a play. The hope for Penn State is they have all 3 timeouts left.
In the shotgun, on the ground, loss of a couple. Timeout comes quickly. All right, 2 timeouts left for Penn State, 34 seconds.
Somebody's got to be looking for this quarterback on every play.
Oh, the ball is bobbled, but
holy cow.
Ooh. And Javion Thomas almost dropped it.
Holy cow. How about the pass to the running back in the flat that could have maybe ended this football game? Now a quick pitch that almost was a disaster.
Iamaleava in the gun on 3rd down and 11. Run straight up the middle. And the whistle blows at 25 seconds. And he's going to do what Gary said, as much time as possible. Waiting out the back of the end zone.
Well, Penn State had no one rushing the punter.
Kick is a good one. Stays in the field to play at the 7 to Corey Smith. This is going to take a little bit of time. There's going to be 12 seconds left. Aller going to throw short to Singleton, and that didn't get much.
No, that wasn't enough. You got to throw the ball. You got to throw a ball deep across the middle. Well, it's going to be dangerous. They needed that first one to be a deep square in.
No doubt. 2nd down. They didn't get anything out of that swing pass. It's 2nd down and 10. That's irrelevant at this point. Aller, a lot of time. He's going to throw too far out to the bench, and now there's 1 play left.
Now almost all they have is the lateral play.
"46 games I mentioned earlier without losing back-to-back games. They're 2 seconds away from erasing that graphic. Final play of the game, barring a penalty. Aller, there's the hook and the lateral, and the ball game is over. The Bruins of UCLA at home win their first game of the year. They carry Jerry Neuheisel off the field, and they've upset 7th-ranked Penn State.